Welcome. This is the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulations public hearing on the proposed rules for transportation network companies. We're glad that you're here. We need your input in this process, and I appreciate your interest and your participation here today. First of all, we'll introduce ourselves, the panel up here, and then I'll introduce some important folks from TDLR that are here today. I'm Brad Bowman, General Counsel at TDLR.
And I'm Charles Johnson, Assistant General Counsel.
Michael Strong, Compliance, Driver Education and Safety with TDLR.
And then we also have Mike Arizmendez, who is the chairman of our commission. Brian Francis, our Executive Director. And I believe we have Carla James, our Deputy Executive Director. Nick Buenas, our Chief of Staff. And then Jackie and Pauline are with our office, and they're helping us coordinate this. And again, if you have a public comment form and you want to testify here today, please get the form to Jackie. The purpose of the hearing today is to receive comments from any interested person on the proposed rules at 16 Texas Administrative Code, Chapter 95, regarding the Transportation Network Company program at TDLR. We really need your input in this process. We appreciate you being here. This is an important part of the process. Many of our programs at TDLR, by statute, have an advisory board set up to advise the agency on proposed rules. This program doesn't have that, and so forums like this are an important part of the process to gather input and comments from the public and different stakeholders that are affected by the rules. A little bit of background, as you may know, the reason that we're here, the legislature adopted House Bill 100 in the 85th session. That bill was signed into law by Governor Abbott, and that bill establishes Chapter 2402 of the Texas Occupations Code, and provides for statewide regulation of transportation network companies by TDLR. The proposed rules that are out there for public comment right now are to implement that law. And I want to emphasize that the proposed rules have to be within that legal framework that was adopted by the legislature. So as you're giving your comments here today, please keep that in mind, that we're here to really focus on those proposed rules, and we have to stay within that framework that we've been given by the legislature and the governor. The proposed rules were published in the Texas Register on September 15th. They're also available on our website. And the public comment period is open for 30 days. That lasts until October 16th. And so there's still plenty of time to get your comments into us, to get written comments into us. This is not by any means the last opportunity. If you want to submit written comments, you can certainly turn something into us today, but you can also go we have an email address to receive written comments, and that is erule.comments@tdlr.texas.gov. And again, you have until October 16th to get those in to us. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Ford to kind of give you a little bit of the ground rules and how the hearing today is going to be conducted.
Thank you, Brad. Good morning, everybody. We're going to lay out the ground rules for y'all for testifying. Some of y'all I know have never done this before. Others of y'all may be very experienced in it. Today, we plan to receive testimony from the public concerning the proposed rules. We'd like to know that if you're opposed or against any of the rules, to let us know that ahead of time when you come up to the area to speak. Please specify why you are opposed or for or against that proposed rule and suggested change and your solution to that issue. Any interested person may offer comments or statements either orally or in writing today. However, questioning of the commenters is reserved exclusively for the department, and that's necessary there to ensure that we have a complete record of the events today. The department up here will not attempt to answer any questions, as the purpose of this hearing is solely to receive your comments. However, we may choose to ask follow-up questions of the speakers to clarify your comments that are being made. The department will consider and respond to all comments received today and during the 30-day public comment period after the comment period closes as part of the rule adoption process. Any person with pertinent comments or statements will be granted an opportunity to present them during the course of this hearing. The time period for comments will be limited to 3 minutes per person. If you agree with the comments made by another speaker, please note that. You do not have to repeat it. It will save you some time and allow you the opportunity to further your comments on other statements that you may have. Please note that the purpose of this hearing is only to hear comments on the proposed rules, not on other subjects or activities related or unrelated to Transportation Network Company's program. We cannot discuss matters that are not included or on notice of today's agenda. If you wish to speak and have not filled out a public form, as Brad said, please fill out one and bring it up front, and we will call you up in order. And before commenting, please state your name and the organization that you are representing, if any, so that it may be included in the public record as well.
I want to take a few minutes just to kind of manage expectations a little bit. There's a restriction on what we can actually discuss in this hearing. We're going to be sticking strictly to the published rule, and as Brad indicated, this is not an opportunity to relitigate House Bill 100. This is an opportunity to address the provisions that are in the rule. The department will consider all comments, those that have already been filed, those that are made here today, and those that are filed after this hearing, but before October 16th. In the process of doing this, the rule may eventually change based on what the staff hears today, what the department believes the comments that have merit. And so the rule you have in front of you today may not be the rule that the commission actually sees, but the commission will be aware of what was in the published rule and any changes that were made to the rule in response to your comments. Now, there's 3 opportunities to comment on this rule, and I think that's very important to realize that this is not the only time, the only comments that the commission will consider. As Brad indicated, there's written comments. There'll be the comments that are made here in this hearing today, and at the commission meeting on October 20th is when the commission will actually receive the proposed rule, your comments, and the staff recommendation in response to those comments. But in that hearing, at the commission level, there'll be a 3rd opportunity to present comments in person, before the commission, live and kind of in real time. As I said before, on October 20th will be the commission meeting, and the rule at that point will be adopted or not. The concern that we will have is the comments you make at the commission meeting may be persuasive to the point that they decide to change the rule. If that occurs, it could happen at that meeting or not. But just be on notice that the final rule will be at the commission's discretion and not on the staff level. And with that, I think we're ready to start the public comment.
Yeah, I'm going to call you up in just the order that I have your forms. I'm going to call you up in the order that I have your forms, and you have 3 minutes. We do have a timer, so please try to keep your comments concise and to the point. We would appreciate that. And I'm just going to go ahead and call up the first person. And again, please state your name and who you represent. Hunter Williams.
Oh, I'm going to go with Johnny first. Johnny Bond.
Are you going to testify? Do you want to?
Yeah, I like to move down a little bit.
Johnny Bond. Welcome.